What's up, what's up, what's up? Of course, it's me, your boy, Richie Rich, at Consumer Appliance Report. Shoot another awesome video, cause that's what we do. Man, first of all, we want to welcome you to the channel. And if it's your first time here, welcome. We appreciate your support. What we do here at Consumer Appliance Report is that we review appliances. So if you're in need of a new appliance, you're not sure where to go, how to find one, what to look for, we're here to help you. Alright, so if you need a new appliance because the old one is just old, it's not working, you just need an upgrade, the parts are no longer available, it can't be fixed. If it's a washer, microwave, stove, dishwasher, refrigerator, we review appliances and let you know exactly how we feel about the appliance at the end of all of the lab, investigation, evaluation, everything that we put it through, we check it out. And if you need a new one, we'll let you know, and we recommend appliances as well and let you know what's the best one on the market. For today, we're going to focus on this 30-inch Frigidaire drop-in electric range. Man, you talking about some functions and features. Of course, it had your standard bake and broil. It also have convection. It's a convection oven. You already know convection oven is a lot faster than a traditional bake, and it has a blower in the back that circulates the air. It also have, for the people that love working out, we have an air fryer in here as well, so you can use that. A lot of people have a personal air fryer, but your oven right now could do the air frying for you, so you don't need that machine on the side of your countertops. All right, you also have different self-clean modes. You can have a steam mode as well, where you can steam or self-clean. Man, so you got some stuff that you can work with. Of course, you have the ceramic top up top. You have the two burners on the side and the back, which is the left rear and the right rear. You also have a warmer burner that can keep things warm, like a simmer. And then you have the front burners, one on the left, the front right. The front right has a triple, the front left is a dual, so depending on what type of size pot you have, if you have bigger pots, you put on a triple. If you have a medium sized pot, you can actually put it on the dual. Man, you talking about some stuff here. So we're gonna dive into the lab, check out this appliance, man, and let you know exactly how we feel about it. And you already know what time it is, man. It's me, your boy, Richie Rich, at Consumer Appliance Report. You already know what time it is, man. You help me, I help you. We both help each other. Until next time, it's me, your boy, and I'm out. Peace.
바람 몰아치는 밤
so I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed the intro to the Frigidaire 30-inch electric range. All right, so now this portion of the video, we're gonna focus on the functions and the features. All right, so let's dive into that real quick so we know exactly what this appliance can do. How does it work? What are some of the functions, the features, the buttons that you can press? What can it do? All right, so let's figure that out. Let's dive into that real quick. All right. So before we begin, of course, you can see the video here where we're going to be looking at from the left portion, which is the actual video of the cooktop, and of course is the right portion. We're going to be focused on the owner's manual. All right. So before we begin on electric ranges, all right. So one of the first things that you want to do when you purchase a new stove is make sure that you have the proper cookware. That's extremely important. You want to make sure you have that. All right. So according to this, let's see, a test that they would like for you to run is that you can use a flat ruler. Right, so let's look at that. It says check for flatness by rotating a ruler across the bottom of the cooktop. All right, so you can use a small ruler to rotate across the bottom just to make sure that the cookware is flat, has flat bottoms that make good contact with the entire surface element. All right, so that is the key for doing this test. What's some of the pros and cons? All right, so let's look at the pot. Flat bottom and straight sides, okay? Tight fitting lids. Weight of handle does not tilt pan. Pan is well balanced. Pan size match the amount of food to be prepared and the size of the surface element. That's extremely key. And it says made of material that conducts heat well, easy to clean. Always match pot diameter to element size. All right, that's extremely important. So it also shows you, it says curve and warp pans. So if your pans are curved or warped, it's not flat enough to the surface, then of course it's going to affect the way that it performs. Cookware larger than cooktop, cooking area marked on cooktop by more than 1/2 inch or 12 millimeters. All right, so it cannot be more than what? 1/2 inch or 12 millimeters. So you want to make sure that you are aware of that. Heavy handles that tilts the pan. Again, if it's tilted, it's not flush, it's not sitting properly, you're going to have issues. And then the last one, it says pan is smaller than the heated area marked on cooktop. So you want to make sure that you are measuring the size. So if it's small pots, use the small elements. All right. If it's large, use the bigger ones or the dual or the triple. All right. So keep that in mind. Another thing that we can focus on is the materials of the cookware. All right, so you have, according to this, it says aluminum is an excellent heat conductor, copper, excellent heat conductor, stainless steel, slow heat conductor with uneven cooking results, cast iron, a slow heat conductor that will retain heat very well, cooks evenly once cooking temperature is reached. So that's a good thing to know. Porcelain, then you have your glass, and of course what it says with glass, let's focus on that. Glass, slow heat conductor, not recommended for ceramic cooktop surface because it may scratch the glass. So when you're looking at that type of stuff, this is some of the key components or that you can use as far as the cookware material types, which is really good when you're purchasing or using a glass ceramic cooktop. These are the best type of pots to use. All right, so we're gonna rock with the video for a second, let that go so that we can dive into this joint. Of course, you have your triple element there, right? Your triple. Then you have, this is the ceramic glass top. All right, so you have your two, from looking straight forward at it, this is your right side, this is your left side. So your left rear is a small element, the right rear is another small element. Then of course you have the middle, which is the warm. To my left front is the dual or the power broil. Then you have your actual triple on my right side. All right, so that's where we are right now with the cooktop. So we're gonna let that rock for a second. All right, so we already discussed a couple of these, so we're gonna dive into the elements. So let's go into that real quick. All right, so we can start with the triple. All right, so that's the single, dual, and let's go into the triple. All right, so let's dive into that real quick. So it says the symbols around the knob are used to indicate which element of the triple radiant element will heat. The single symbol indicates that only the inner element will heat. The dual symbol indicates that the inner and the middle elements will heat. The triple symbol indicates that the inner, middle, and outer elements will heat. And it says figure 8, you may switch the element setting at any time during cooking. All right, so this is what the symbol looks like when you're looking at the knob, and of course when you're looking at each individual element, how to turn them on if you're going to use the inner and the middle, or the actual triple, which is the inner, middle, and the outer element as well. All right, so this is how the description or is described according to the owner's manual, so you can see that as well. All right, awesome there. So I'm just going to bring this down for a second so that you'll be able to see it if you happen to want to pause this video so that you can get that information. All right, so try to do as much as we can so you can see that. All right, so let's dive into the next one. So we got the dual element, which is the quick boil. All right, the dual element, again, let's zoom into this real quick so we can see that. Dual radiant surface element. Symbols on the back guard will help you choose which portion of the dual radiant element to set. The single symbol indicates setting for the inner element only. The dual symbol indicates for both inner and outer. All right, so it also gives you to operate a dual radiant element. It shows you how to do that as well. At the bottom it says start most cooking operations on a higher setting and then turn to a lower setting to finish cooking. The surface control knobs do not have to be set exactly on a particular mark. Use the mark as a guide and adjust the control knob as needed. All right, so that's useful information there. So I just wanted to read that. So this is how this is how it looks according to the knob and according to which portion of the element that you have actually activated. All right, so you got the single, of course, and then you have your dual, of course, as well. So it depends on if you use the left side or the right side of the switch. All right, so that's useful information there that you guys can look at if you want to see that as well. We're going to continue to allow this to continue to keep moving. Then you have your single. All right, so let's go into the single. All right, so this setting for the surface control, you have your high, 8, 7, 6, medium in the middle, then you have 4, 3, 2, simmer, then low. All right, and it says the single radiant element to operate the single radiant element. All right, so that's all you have to do is to turn it on to operate it. Pretty simple, easy stuff to look at. All right, so I don't really have to zoom much into that, but you can pause this if you would like. So let's dive into the warm zone. All right, let's go into that. All right, setting surface control. Use the warm zone feature to keep cooked foods hot. The warm zone key is located on the oven control panel just below the off key. It controls the warm zone, the middle element on the back row of the radiant cooktop. It says radiant cooktop. Always start with hot food. It is not recommended to heat cold food on the warm zone. All right, that's another thing there that you want to make sure that you are aware of. It says highlighted bold and black. Do not use plastic wrap to cover food. Plastic may melt onto the surface and be very difficult to clean. All right, so that's cool there. You got some useful information when you're using the warm zone. That's what that is for there. I'm trying to zoom in and out of here so you can see that. Again, if you want to pause it, you can see that. That's a part of the owner's manual. All right, so we're going to allow this to roll. Then, of course, that is your element in the back. This here is your vents. All right, so let's dive into that a little bit. Here. The oven is vented as shown below. When the oven is on, warm air is released through the vent. This venting is necessary for proper air circulation in the oven and good baking results. Do not block oven vent. Never close off the openings with aluminum foil or any other material. Steam or moisture may appear near the oven vent. This is normal. All right, so that's cool there. That's the oven vent. Then I also give you some warnings and some cautions, because I want you to see this stuff so that you know exactly how to go ahead and do that. And of course, cool there, you can have that. All right, so let's allow this to keep going. All right, so this is your outer door, right? So that's the outer glass door and everything there. It's pretty simple with your door handle. All right, so let's keep this joint going. This is normally the boiler position. This is a way that you can check if your door hinges are extremely good. If you're able to put it in a boiler position and it doesn't move and it doesn't slam the door, that's the sign to tell that your hinges are extremely good. This is how you used to boil, but on these newer ovens, it's not like that anymore. So when we get into the boil functions, we'll let you know exactly what's taking place there. All right, let's rock. All right, so let's dive into the control board. All right, so this is your control board. All right, so a couple things before the control board. All right, some recommendations. All right, so cooking recommendations. Materials, bakeware. It says the material of bakeware affects how evenly and quickly it transfers heat from the pan to the food. That's good. Shiny metal bakeware, dark metal bakeware, glass bakeware, insulated bakeware, right? So you have some attributes and some recommendations. All right, so shiny aluminum and non-coated bakeware is the best for even heating. It is suitable for all baked goods. Recommendations. Recommended cooking temperatures and times are based on shiny metal bakeware. So let's do the darker a little bit. Dark is a little bit more. So it says the dark bakeware cooks hotter than shiny bakeware. And what recommendation is reduce the cooking temperature by 25 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 to 14 degrees Celsius when using dark bakeware. All right, so you want to keep that in mind as well when you're doing that. So all this is recommended by the manufacturer as well. Cooking conditions, aging cooking, high altitude. All right, so that's some stuff that's recommended there as well. Cooking results, right? Cooking tips. Rack placements is always key. That's on page 20, so we can look at that as well. Preheat. All right, so we can dive into that a little bit. It says fully preheat the oven before baking items like cookies, cakes, biscuits, and breads. Insert food immediately after the beat. Cool. Checking food. Use the window and the oven light. Of course, when you open the door, it reduces baking performance because you're losing temperature. Everybody knows that, but for the sake of this video, we got to make it happen like nobody else does. We got to make sure we review this stuff like no one knows what they've never experienced using the oven before. All right. Bake. Bake is the best function to use for baking or multiple racks. All right. Cooking recommendations, broiling pan, convection attributes, convection bake, convection roast. All right, so we can dive into that a little bit, but let's make it rock. So of course you have your traditional bake and broil from looking at the screen. You have your convection bake, convection roast, convection, quick preheat. We already discussed it was an air fryer, self clean, steam clean, keep warm, delay start, okay start, warm zone, on and off, and all that great stuff. Then of course you have your light. All right, so these are all the functions and the features here. All right, so this is a good way to look at your control. You have your features, the mode, min temperature / time, max temperature / time. So it's minimum, and of course the maximum. All right, so that's cool there. The steam clean, 30 minutes. Self clean, 2 hours is the minimum, 4 hours is the maximum. All right. Setting the clocks and all that stuff. That's stuff that you guys could do. You see the clock symbol there. You can press it. Looks like a clock. Then you set the clock. All right. The temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. You can change that as well. All right. All that is located in your owner's manual. All right, so let's do the quick preheat. Quick preheat is available for single rack baking with packaged and convenience food and can be programmed for temperature between 170 degrees Fahrenheit and 550 degrees Fahrenheit. Follow the recipe or package directions for food preparation, time, and temperature. When quick preheat is complete, a reminder tone will sound and food should be placed in the oven. All right, so it's going to give you an example on how to do the preheat there. And of course, you have single rack baking for convenience food. So it's showing you how to use the single rack. It's also showing you how to press the button and walk you through and activating the quick preheat. Then of course you have important stuff that you can look at as well. You have caution, so you can always pause that so that you can get into that. All right. Setting to bake. All right, so that's another one. Setting to bake. Baked goods will heat that rises from the oven bottom. The heat and air circulate naturally in the oven. A reminder tone will sound indicating when the set bake temperature is reached, and place the food in the oven. The convection fans will turn on in preheat and then cycle on and off as needed during the bake. So you want to be aware of that as well. Bake may be set for oven temperature between 107 degrees Fahrenheit to 550 degrees Fahrenheit. And of course you're doing Celsius is 77 degrees Celsius to 288 degrees Celsius. All right, so of course when you look to my right here, it's showing you the rack positions, how to bake. So it starts from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, your bake element is also hidden as well, so we're going to show you that in that video so you can see that. But this is how they want you to set up your oven in figure 18, which is the rack position, but figure 19 talks about the pan placement. So this is how you're supposed to set your food up if you're gonna cook with multiple racks. All right, so you want to keep that in mind. All right, so you can see that as well, and it gives you great baking tips. All right, good information. Fully preheat the oven before baking items like cookies, cakes, biscuits, and breads. We already talked about that as well. All right, so cool. So yeah, if you want to pause that, you can do that as well. Convection bake. All right, so let's dive into that. Convection bake uses a fan to circulate oven's heat uniformly around the oven. This improved heat distribution allows for cooking and browning results. Heated air flows around the food from all sides. All right, convection bake may set for, of course, the standard temperature is 107 degrees Fahrenheit and 550 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you're doing Celsius, it's 77 degrees Celsius to 288 degrees Celsius. All right, again, they also have benefits of convection cooking includes multiple rack baking. Food may cook faster, saving time and energy. That's the benefit of having convection. And of course, it teaches you how to activate the convection mode. Again, you have the rack positions, that's figure number 20. And it shows you the picture of the air circulating with the heating element. And then of course, the pan placement for convection baking as well. All right, so you want to get accustomed to the rack positions and the pan placements. Then of course, you have different tips that you can use. I'm going to read the one where it says the convection convert. It says, unless the recipe is written for convection cooking, use convection convert to reduce oven temperature from the recipe's recommended oven temperature. Excuse me. All right, so you can use that as well. All right, setting convection convert. Pressing the convection convert key automatically converts the cooking temperature entered for a standard baking recipe to lower temperature required for convection bake. All right, so you have your important notes. All right, important note, setting delay start and all that type of stuff as well. You do have that feature at the bottom of the control that you can use. All right, so that's what that is. Broiler. All right, it says use the broil function. Let me zoom in on that real quick. Use the broil function to cook foods that require direct exposure to radiant heat for optimum browning results. Boiling may produce smoke. If smoke is excessive, place food further away from the flames. Broil may be set with delay start as well. All right, your broil preset to 550 degrees Fahrenheit. It may be set to any temperature between 400 degrees Fahrenheit and 550 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 205 degrees Celsius and 288 degrees Celsius. All right, so you do have some important boiler pans and inserts allow the grease to dry away from the high heat of the boiler. Do not use the pan without the insert. Do not cover the insert with foil. The exposed grease could ignite. Glad I read that. Another important, open door broil shut off. If the oven door is left open during the broil for more than 3 minutes, an alarm will sound to notify the user to close the oven door. If the door is not closed, the oven will turn off within 30 seconds of the open door alarm. Again, prior to that, you had certain ovens that you can broil with the door open. Now you cannot, because it's going to shut your oven off. All right, so I wanted to make sure I talk about that as well. You have your rack positions where it says setting oven controls, how to start, the default broil oven temperatures. All right, so you have your rack positions as well, which is on the right, and then you have your broil pan with insert, and it's showing you how to do that. If the broiler pan and insert are not supplied with this appliance, they may be purchased from Frigidaire.com. All right, cool, awesome, 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 awesome. Setting oven controls. All right, so it's giving you bake suggestions. All right, broil. I'm sorry, this is broil suggestions for steak 1 thick, steak 2 thick, steak 1 thick, pork, fish, shrimp, hamburger. It also gives you the rack positions for what's best. Gives you the temperature for what's best. Depending on the left, the first side and the second side, right? It gives you the cook time. It also gives you internal temperature. And it also gives you the doneness, if it's rare, medium, or well, depending on how you want to broil it. All right, so all that is in the owner's manual, man. It's extremely detailed. All right, convection roast. Convection roast. Let's dive into that real quick. See what we got. Convection roast combines a cook cycle with the convection fan and element to rapidly roast meats and poultry. Heated air circulates around the meat from all sides, sealing in juices and flavors. Meats cooked with this feature are crispy and brown on the outside while staying moist inside. Convection roast may be set for any oven temperature between 170 degrees Fahrenheit, 77 degrees Celsius, and 555 degrees Fahrenheit and 288 degrees Celsius. All right, so the benefits of convection roasting, you got a warning and you have a caution. It also has benefits. Some food cook up 25 to 30% faster, saving time and energy. No special pans or bakeware required. Preheating is not necessary for most meats and poultry. So that's the benefit of doing a convection roast. Awesome day. I'm glad we was able to look at that. And then of course it also gives you the picture of the convection roast on the lower oven racks, and again, rack positions. All right, that's extremely key. So you want to use that. And of course you're getting some convection roasting tips that you can use as well. And it also gives you a convection roasting temperature and time recommendations for beef, poultry, pork, right? It gives you the weight. It also gives you the oven temperature. It gives you the internal temperature, and it gives you the minimums, the mins per lbs. All right, great. All right, so this is some useful information. You can always pause this, look at this information. Let's look at it. Standing ribeye roast, 4 to 6 pounds, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 177 degrees Celsius. Internal temp is 160 Fahrenheit, 71 degrees Celsius. And of course, the minimums per lb, the minutes per lb is 25 to 30 minutes. All right, cool. Helping you out great there. All right. Air fry. I know everybody want to talk about the air fry. Let's dive into the air fry. It says the air fry feature works best for single rack baking with package and convenience foods, and can be programmed for temperature between 107 degrees Fahrenheit and 550 degrees Fahrenheit. Follow the recipe or package direction for food preparation, quantity, time, and temperature. Important. The air fryer is designed for baking on a single oven rack. That's one. All right. Food should be arranged in single layers on a pan. When using the air fryer, use dark bakeware with low or no sides, and place food on rack position 4 for best results. Leave oven light off when baking. Another thing. Food may need to be removed early and should be checked at minimum recommended bake time. However, frozen, dense foods and items with cook times less than 15 minutes may require additional time. All right. It also gives you notes. Set the minimum timer for minimum suggested cook time listed on the table below, and check for food for desired doneness when timer ends. All right, so it's giving you a suggested air fryer chart or settings depending on what it is that you're trying to air fry. Right, frozen golden fries. You already know how it's going to go to the French fries, man. Sweet potato fries, chicken nuggets, crispy chicken strips, hot wings, chicken wings, French fries, all this stuff. Depending on the quantity, depending on the temperature, and of course depending on the cook time. All right, so it's breaking it down so you'll be able to cook it according to what is recommended by the manufacturer and how to use the air fryer. Awesome. It is optional that you have an air fry tray, right? It says optional Frigidaire air fry tray. Use rack position 4 with tray or dark pan with low or no sides for best result. So if you happen to need an air fry tray, again, you can get it at frigidaire.com as well. And there's some benefits for the optimum air fry tray. Tray optimized for oven space, fits the dishwasher for easy clean up, right? This can go into your dishwasher, which is great. Higher yield than the countertop models. Freeze up countertop space. Compatible with convection ovens. All right, so that's telling you what's the benefit of having the air fryer feature, because everyone nowadays have one on the side of their countertop, so you don't need it because your oven can do the air fryer. All right, and then these are some of the settings, controls that you have. Sabbath mode as well, so it's good. You can pause that. I'm just gonna leave that there, so if you want to pause it, so you know how to get into the Sabbath mode. All right, so that's cool there. All right, self-clean. Let's dive into the self-clean. Self-cleaning on oven cleans itself with high temperatures, well above normal cooking temperature, which eliminates soil completely or reduce them to a fine powdered ash. You can wipe away afterwards with a damp cloth. Self-clean can be programmed for times between 2 and 4 hours. All right, I want us, if you're gonna ever self-clean, always read the owner's manual first. Look at all the cautions, look at important notes as well, right? Figure 27 areas to clean and areas to avoid, right? The gasket, avoid the gasket, don't clean the gasket. It'll clean it, you know what I'm saying? It's fiberglass and it's easy to get damaged, so you want to make sure you're super careful with that. All right, so you can always pause this so you'll be able to see how to do the self-clean and what is recommended. All right, and it also shows you how to set the self-clean, right? You want to remove the racks, right? When you're doing the self-cleaning as well, because that's what's recommended by the owner's manual, so you want to do that as well. Always make sure the oven is empty, because when it gets to a certain temperature, you're not going to be able to open the door until the temperature cools down, and whatever's in is going to burn it up. So make sure there's nothing in it. Make sure that the oven racks are not in it as well. All right, cool. And you don't want to try to open the door when it's locked. Leave it alone. All right, so that's cool there. Steam clean. Steam clean, let's dive into that. Steam clean feature offers a chemical-free and time-saving method to assist in the routine cleaning of small and light soils. For heavier bake-on soils, use the self-clean feature. All right, so it's going to teach you how to do that to set a steam clean cycle. You have your caution, of course, right? Do not add bleach, oven cleaner, none of that stuff. You don't need none of that. So it says to set a steam clean cycle, right? Remove all the racks and oven accessories. We talked about that. Scrape or wipe loose debris and grease from the oven bottom. Pour 1 cup of tap water onto the oven bottom. Close the door. All right. So that's how I do it. It says then you press the steam clean and press OK. Boom. STCN will come in the display and let you know that it's doing the steam clean. All right. From what we read earlier, it is about 30 minutes for the steam clean. All right. And again, it's recommended, I'm zooming here, that you do not clean the oven door gasket. Leave it alone. All right. Sometimes this stuff gets on my nerves. All right, so just be careful with that. All right, so again, you can look at some of this stuff, pause this stuff as well, so that you'll be able to see it. All right, so you can always adjust the oven temperature if you want. That's in your owner's manual as well. If you feel as though it's not hot enough, this is something that you can use to increase or decrease the temperature. All right, so we're gonna let the video rock and roll to see what else we got on this owner's manual, man, because we didn't dive into this thing. All right, so this is where the knobs are. So let's go into the knobs real quick. I know we discussed it a little bit, but at least wanted to see the video. So these are the settings for the high. Let's look at it for a second. You have your high, which is your 9. You start with most foods, bring water to a boil or pan boiling. Medium high, which is 7 and 8, which is a continued rapid boil. You have your medium, medium low, low, and low. All right, so that's stuff if you want to keep warm and melt if you would like there as well. So you can see it on the chart on what it is that you need to do and how to boil stuff when you're actually using this particular range. All right, so you can see that this one is a dual. You can actually see the circle around it where it says high right there. You can see that. See the high dual, that's the high setting. This one is for the single where it says simmer, medium, 6, 7, 8, and high, and you turn it off. This one is the triple, so you can see the single, double, and then you'll be able to see the triple symbol as well. This here you have a storage drawer, right? So you can actually store stuff in there, store your pots. Not a lot of space, but that's what it's used for. You normally will have a heating element on most of them, which you can warm stuff up, but the warmer is on top of the cooktop rather than being at the bottom underneath as well. This here is inside your oven, so you have your boiler or your boil element that you can see there, right? That's awesome. Then you have your hidden element underneath the bottom, so that's what allows your oven to heat up a lot better, a lot more efficiently. We love that right there. You can see, man, allow the cavity to heat up a lot more. Your convection, see that you have your convection fan in the back that allows you to do the convection bake. You have your sensor. Now you have your door switch that allows you to, when you open the door, the light come on. It also helps with your self clean. All right, so you want to make sure that door is closed as well. Then there's your door latch that latches the door and allows your door to close pretty tightly so that you won't be able to open the door depending on the temperature. You have your oven inner glass door and your door gasket. This is how it looks, right? So you'll be able to see through the oven without opening the door each and every time. This helps you out to keep the temperature in. And of course you want to be super careful when you're cleaning out this appliance, man. I'm cleaning the gasket because you can actually damage the gasket, because we emphasize that as well, just like they did in the owner's manual. All right, so this is the part of the video, man. We about to wrap this joint up. The actual functions and features to the Frigidaire range, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and of course if you have any questions, just let us know about it. Shoot us an email and we're going to dive into the next thing, man, so that we can finish out this video. All right, cool. All right, so this portion of the video we're going to talk about price. How much it's going to cost you. It might cost you a little, might cost you a lot. Either way, it's going to cost you. All right, so let's figure out how much, or what is the price for this electric Frigidaire range. All right, so right now we're on the Frigidaire website and they're charging you $2,000.49. So if you go directly to Frigidaire website, this is how much you're going to pay for it. Is it how much you're going to pay for everything else? No, if you research and look at different sites, it might be cheaper. So that's what we're suggesting to do, not just focusing on one particular site. Depending on the area that you're in, they might have a sale that day. They might have any holidays or special sales that they might have. They might give you 15-20% off on a specific day. So you want to look that stuff up. But as of right now, you're looking at about $2,000. You're looking at $2,000 for this electric range. All right, so let's find out what else other site that we can look to. Oh man, Lowe's. Woo, Lowe's got it for cheaper. They're saving you almost $800. So let's dive into Lowe's. Lowe's are normally a little bit special, man. Their prices are a little bit higher than everybody else's that we normally would look at. But right now, Lowe's is saying for the stainless steel, let me see if they got multiple colors. Correct. So they got a stainless steel, they're looking at $12.99. That's how much they would charge you. And they're saving you $500 depending on the area that you're in. You can save some money. You also have payment plans that you can choose from. Again, this is up to you, your decision to make. So you can pay $109 for the next 12 months to finance this unit. And you can also save 5% if you're eligible for purchase with the Lowe's Advantage card. All right, so it all depends. All right, so this is the stainless steel. Let's see what else color they might have. So they have the what color this is. This is the smudged proof black stainless steel. So if you're looking for the black stainless steel, that's about $18.99. Of course, the payment plan is going to go up as well. You're looking at $159 per month. Then of course the 5% goes to $1804.05, as you can see right here as well. All right, so that's the going rate for Lowe's. Depending on what color you get, depending on what model, the color that you get, between the stainless steel or the black stainless steel, it's going to be the difference in the price. All right, let's go to Home Depot, man. All right, so stainless steel for Home Depot, It's $12.98. All right, so roughly right about the same price, and they're also saving you $500 as well. So you're looking at this unit. It's originally probably about 17 to almost 2 grand, and you're saving some money on it depending on where you're located and which site you go to. The payment plan for Home Depot is a little bit higher because the duration of time is shorter. So you're looking at 6 months rather than the 12 that Lowe's was offering, and the price for this is $217 for the next 6 months. All right, and this is just the standard stainless steel. Let's see what is for the black stainless steel. Black stainless steel is $17.09. All right, so it's still cheaper than Lowe's, but again, the finish, the black stainless steel is going to be a lot more expensive. So you're looking at $17.09. The payment plan is going to be $285, and like we always state, that is up to you, and that's your decision to make. We don't make those decisions for you. All right, so let's see what else they might have at Best Buy. See if Best Buy is going to help us out. All right, so Best Buy price is $12.99. All right, so that's the price that you're going to pay for it, $12.99. They do have a payment plan of $72.23. That's for the next 18 months as well. You can look into that if you would like, but as of right now, that's what you're gonna pay for it as far as the black stainless steel. Let's see if they got another color. I'm sorry, the stainless steel is gonna be $12.99. The black stainless steel is $17.99. The payment plan went up to $100, which is $100 a month. That's what you're gonna pay for that. All right, well, I'm sorry, that's gas. Nah, they're showing the gas. Yeah, they giving me the wrong thing. We're looking for the electric one. All right, let me see. They don't have the electric one. They only have gas and stainless steel. So Best Buy do not have that. All right, so unfortunately, if you're gonna go to Best Buy, because it's not allowing me to tap anything, I'm trying to get in there so I can see the price. Yeah, so, oh yeah, there you go. Whew, man, it took forever. All right, so the black stainless steel, we're looking at the electric. That going rate is $17.09. All right, so you're still gonna roughly spend that much for the black stainless steel. It's a huge difference in the price. You're saving yourself about $500. All right, so that's cool. So that's where we are with the Best Buy website. That's how much you're gonna pay. So if we're looking at this unit alone, the price you're gonna spend from $1,200 to about $1,700. So the difference is about $500. Like I said, sometimes you might want to check out to see if they have any sales or they're offering anything special that they can give you as well. Maybe any rebates, mail-in rebates, stuff like that. So you'll want to figure that information out. But again, it's about $1,200 to $1,700 for this unit. If you go to Frigidaire themselves, you're going to be spending like $2 grand. So I suggest you look around and check. And if it's not where you want to pay, then I wouldn't pay that. That's $2 grand is a little bit too high for that, especially if you can get it for 17 and you can get the black stainless steel for 12. Nah, it's not really worth that. All right, so cool, I'm out. So we're going to dive into the next portion so that we can dissect this Frigidaire electric range and break it down, man, so we can give you the grade once we're all done. All right, cool. All right, so this portion of the video, we're going to talk about the warranty. The manufacturer warranty for this electric Frigidaire range. All right, let's see what they're offering you when you purchase this unit. So I'm just gonna scroll down. I think the warranty is on page 48. So let's take a dive into that real quick so that we can see what are you getting. Sorry for the speeding, but we got to get right to the warranty, right? So when it's time for the functions and features, we'll dive into that. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen. So let's see. Come on, man. Jeez. All right, let's go. Warranty. We almost there. What's that? No, we ain't not there. Here we go. All right, so now we're inside the manufacturer warranty. Zoom in a little bit on that so we can see that joint. All right, so let's get some reading in so we can find out what they're covering and what they're not. It says your appliance is covered by a 1-year limited warranty. For 1 year from your original date of purchase, Electrolux will pay all costs for repairing or replacing any parts of this appliance that prove to be defective in materials or workmanship when such appliance is installed, used and maintained in accordance with the provided instructions. All right, and it says the warranty does not cover the following. So right now, all you're getting is a 1-year manufacturer warranty. That's it. Parts and labor, that's it. Once it runs out, that is it. Again, you have options you can choose from, right? You can probably go dolo without the warranty, right? Whatever, when it breaks, you just fix it. Or you can purchase extended warranties either through, if you get it from Best Buy, you can try it from them. If you get it from Lowe's, you can try it from them. Home Depot, you can try it there. You can also call Frigidaire, and they'll be able to help you as well, right? So you can buy third-party warranties to cover between 3 or 5 years additional if you choose that. And again, this is up to you. These are your choices, so you're gonna have to choose that. But outside of that, that is it. You're only getting the manufacturer warranty, and that is it. It says the warranty does not cover the following. All right, so these are some of the stuff that we always look at a little bit, just so you can understand what's covered and what's not. Number 3 says rust on the interior or the exterior of the unit. They're not covering that. Food loss due to any refrigerator or freezer failures. Okay, we're not dealing with a refrigerator or freezer there, but it probably is what they use as a broad scale to govern all the appliances that they do have. Because I'm not sure why a refrigerator would be in a range joint, but it's fine, it's cool, but hey, that's just what it is. Product used in a commercial setting, of course, they will not do that. Damages caused by service performed by unauthorized service companies. All right, so when you have an appliance that's under a manufacturer warranty, one, you can't fix it yourself, right? And if you do, you got to put it back exactly like it is, so they won't know. And I'm telling you, the technicians know. We know when you mess with it. Just leave it alone. Just don't touch it. We know when you touch it. All right. 2, if you have another appliance repair company come out to fix it when it's under warranty, that can void your warranty. All right, so you want to make sure Frigidaire comes out and fix it themselves, or if they are affiliated with Frigidaire, Frigidaire will let you know that, and they'll send their company out to come out and repair the appliance. All right, so you want to keep that in mind. That will void your warranty. It's real specific inside of the warranty. It's in the owner's manual, so they have a right to say no, they're not going to cover it because you had someone check it out or touched it or work on it, or you did it yourself. All right, so those are a couple of things that we just wanted to point out. Again, you can pause this, you can look at it. If it's something that you want to really look over a little bit more, it's going to be in the description as well when we upload the video. So, all right, so this is the warranty portion of the video, man, and all you're getting is a 1-year manufacturer warranty. So I hope you enjoy it. So we gonna dive into the next thing, man. So let's get it. All right, cool, peace. All right, so for this portion of the video, we're gonna talk about the parts. All right, so let's say that you do not have a manufacturer warranty. It's ran out. It's been a couple years since you had the appliance, right? So the unit right now, it's not working. It might be giving you an error code to let you know that, hey, this function is not working. You can't cook, you can't bake, right? Because the error code is affecting the oven, and it actually shuts your oven down. The glass cooktop is cracked. So you need a new glass cooktop. You accidentally dropped a pan on it and it cracked it. The bake or the broil element is not working, stuff like that. So let's figure out how much you will pay as far as an estimate on the price of the parts, and creating the scenario as if a service company comes out, how much you're going to be expected to pay if you need to get your range repaired. All right, so let's dive into that real quick. And you already know we love jumping in on the Sears website. So you have multiple options you can choose from depending on the color that you have. If you're looking here, it says VFA, you got VFC, VFD, VFB. Depending on your model and which one you have, that's what you'll go with. All right, so if it says A at the end, C, D, or B. All right, so we're going to dive into the first one, which is A. So we're going to dive into that. All right, so we can actually start with the back guard. So this is where your control board is. This is where your knob is for you to turn a unit on. So we can dive into some of these parts to find out what really goes wrong with it. All right. So first thing we can see is your range indicator light. All right. These lights, they tend to break over time. Right? They normally last as far as the light lasts, but I'm sorry, the number 46 is what clips the light on together. So that normally breaks, and then the light falls inside the panel. Then it shorts out your appliance. You hear a spark, it trips your breaker. Or when you try to turn the switch on, you don't see the light registering, you don't see the glow from the light, because normally the lens is broken. It's called the lens. So we're gonna dive into that little part. It's extremely cheap, but they tend to break because it's plastic, and of course it's heat coming from the oven, so it breaks it, all right? But let's dive into the light. $31.24, really cheap, all right? So if we want to order the back panel, and this is in black stainless steel, you're looking at $136.58, and that's number 19. So this whole entire panel, you're looking at $136.58 for that panel. All right, if you happen to need it because it's bent for cosmetics, right? It's separate from your control, so more than likely it's going to deteriorate. But people like to replace it because of the way it looks and cosmetics. So if you happen to need it, then that's what you're going to pay for it. All right, so let's dive into the range control panel. All right, so number 19, they got a stainless steel one. So the stainless steel one is more expensive than the black stainless steel one. So let's create a scenario as if you needed it, right? So right now the stainless steel one is $262. So let's round it up to 300. Part 300, labor to put it in, we're gonna go with 150. So 300 and 150, you're looking at 450 if you decide that you want to replace the control panel. All right, like I stated before, the control panel is it's a metal part, so it doesn't break, it doesn't crack. It's not like a part that shorts out or is electronic part or anything like that. They normally replace that because of cosmetics use, or if it's dented or something like that and you want it to be replaced. So you're looking at roughly about 450 bucks to possibly 500 bucks, depending on the company that comes out and how much they mark up the parts and how much the labor is. All right, so you want to keep that in mind. All right, so number 20, just look at number 20. Bring this down. Number 20 is the control board. So let's see how much that will cost you. You're looking at $160.99 for the control board. So if you happen to need a control board, that's how much you're going to pay. You're going to spend at least 200 bucks for the control board. I'm going to say it's going to be more than that. All right, so you're looking at over $200 for the part. So let's say if the part was 200, labor 150, you're looking at about 350 to replace your control board. All right, so from 350 to 400, that's how much you're going to pay as far as getting the control board replaced. All right, then you have your bumper guard assembly. So that's number 22. Number 22. Number 22. What? This little thing is what? God, they so $117.91. All right. Again, I didn't make the price for that. It's Frigidaire. All right, let's look. Your knob, $36.86. Depending on what knob you have different knobs. You have one for the single, which is the burners or the elements in the back, right? The surface elements in the back, those are the singles, so that is $36.86. If I'm looking at it towards this way, my right front, which is going to be your left, my left front is going to be your right? So the dual, which is on the left of me, is going to be $39.42, and that's for the stainless steel. Depending on what color, again, price changes. The single for the single knob, which is black stainless steel, is $43.49. The stainless steel for the dual, the knob is $39.90. They're gonna mark that up, so you might as well just buy the knobs yourself and put them on. The knob for the triple, which is stainless steel, is $39.42, and the triple knob is gonna be $39.90 for the black stainless steel. All right, so at least they give you different options. All right, so here we go as far as the lens, right? This little lens, $8.55. They break. You're not gonna spend $8.55 for a tech to come out. He might mark it up to about 30 bucks for those lenses. Just telling you. All right, so yeah, you're gonna spend some bread for the lens. All right, so that's number 46 that I was discussing before. Let's dive into some of these switches, because these are the parts that normally go bad. This is a common part. I forgot to mention that if the control is common, control boards are common issues that does happen, but it's like almost like the last resort. So everything else will break, and then it's like, you know what? Oh, you got a bad control. So you will look for everything else, find fault with all the other components before you actually check the control, unless it's obvious. If it's like a burning smell coming from the control or in the back, then yeah, of course, cool. All right, but it is a common issue. Control boards do go bad. All right, so let's dive into that. But it's not the number one though. All right, so you got your range small surface element control switch. So this is the switch that controls the small elements. All right, that is $36.50. All right, inexpensive. All right, tech might come out, charge you $75, maybe $100, because it's $40 for the part. All right, so let's say he charge you $100 for the part, $150 for the labor. You're looking at about $250 parts and labor. All right, that's how much you'll probably pay for a tech to come out. All right, anything more than that might be kind of expensive, but again, I can't speak for every company, so I will say between $250 and $300, just to give you a range. Anything over $300, I think that's pretty high. That's way too high. I'm just giving you my personal opinion. If it's over $300, it's way too high. You might want to consider trying to get somebody else to look at it. All right, because that's really high. The knob is like $40. You can't really mark it up for so much. All right, so now if you're dealing with the switch, the triple, right? So this is different, right? So your triple element, it says the range triple surface element control switch. So this is a little bit more expensive. That's $60.07. Again, you're gonna probably spend maybe $120 for this part because it's $60, so they might mark it up that much. All right, so you want to consider that. All right, so this is a part that does go bad. It's a switch. Switches go bad. It's an electrical switch. So those electric switch, from you turning it, can sometimes seize up and you can't turn it anymore. It can short out, so when you turn it, it sparks and like pop, trips your breaker. You start getting scared, run downstairs, hit the breaker, shuts everything off. All right, stuff like that does happen. It's a common issue. It's a switch. They do go bad, so I want you to consider that. That's number 54. All right, so you can see the different switches here, and you can pause the video if you want to see the parts as well. All right, so let's dive into the rest of this, these parts. You have your dual. Your dual switch is really cheap, man. All right, so it's $29.06 for the dual. The great thing about some of these parts is these parts are used in other appliances that Frigidaire will make, so you do have access to them. It's not parts that's going to be no longer available. They also upgrade some of these parts or change them, so they might not look like the original part, but you know, it will work the same exact way. All right, so this is why these parts are really cheap. But let's look, $29.06. That's pretty good. All right, pretty simple, pretty basic, you know. That's cool there. All right, so let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving. Some of these major parts that probably go bad, I'm gonna slow down some so you guys can see that. All right, so we got the PC board assembly. That's another board. So you already have two boards in here, right? That's $128.44. All right, so you want to consider that. That's the price for that. You have your harness for the backsplash, which is your wires. That's $99.02. All right, so outside of controls, we already talked about this. Control boards are going to be extremely expensive. They're going to be at least $200, almost $300, because of all the stuff that they do. It's the computer, it's the brains of the operation, so you're going to pay for that. All right, so this is just the control panel. So let's dive into something else. Let's go into the body, which has the switches. Let's talk about the elements and, you know, terminal blocks, stuff like that. So this is just a full picture of what it looks like. All right, so you got different parts here. You got your element there. That's one that looks like the brawler. You have your bake element that's hidden at the bottom. That's number 67. You got your convection element. You have your terminal block, which is 62. That's a common part that shorts out and burn out, so that will shut your oven off entirely, so it's not being used. All right, so we're going to dive into some of these common parts, and then you got your convection fan here as well. All right, so we're going to dive into that. Your right hand side panel, which is the sides, they just dent. That's not a common issue, man. We can keep it moving on that. But again, $67.92 if you happen to need it. Another side panel, $62.30. Let's go into some of these. You got the legs you can order as well. Adjustable legs in the front and then in the back, so you can look at that. Bottom panel. What normally happens with the bottom panel is, again, we suggest you do not put aluminum foil at the bottom panel, because when it's heating, it can weld itself to the bottom panel. Then you're not going to be able to get it off, and your oven going to look kind of ugly and dumb with just the metal aluminum foil sitting there. You know what I'm saying? That's going to happen. So it's best to put it on the rack. So if you have multiple racks, you want to put the foil over top of the lowest rack, so if something spill on it, it could spill on the rack rather than spilling on the cavity. I understand why people want to do it. That will allow the oven to be a lot cleaner, even though you lose the rack, but you can still use it whenever. Just remove the foil paper, whatever it is that you need. But that's a trick from us to you. I forgot to even mention that at all, but here you go, we got that on the Frigidaire. But the panel, if you need that replaced, it's $129.36, $130, so you're looking at a $200 part. Labor $150, bought $350. All right, so that's how much you would probably spend on that joint. So let's keep it moving. All right, so it's just a bottom panel, nothing serious there, nothing serious. You got your range bake element base, so you got a base for that. That's $128.40. Again, these are metal parts that normally don't go bad. These are just, you're fine. You got your rack, if you need your oven rack, $75.96. If you need that, that's what that is. Your range hidden bake element bracket, your bracket, if that's broken, not really common. All right, that's $13.49. You also have your broil pan and insert, right, to do that's $63.46. This is stuff you can get yourself. Your range door switch can break. It's not a common issue. This is what operates your light to let you know when you close the door, the light's off. It also operates the self-clean. So in the self-clean mode, the door has to be closed. It has to recognize that your door is closed. You're looking at $52.42. All right, light bulbs, man, go to Big Lots, go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, get you a 40-watt appliance light bulb. Make sure it has an appliance picture on it and get a light bulb. All right, so that's cool. You got your lens and your clip and retainer. And when you're replacing the light bulb, you want to unplug the stove. I don't recommend replacing the light bulb when the oven is on, because you can short out the control board and you might get electrocuted, because remember, you got to open the door and there's electricity going through it even though the light bulb is blown. All right, so you want to keep that in mind. So that's cool. All right, your oven sensor. This is your sensor that senses your oven temperature. Really cheap part, $32.04. So if your oven is giving an error code, it's normally like F3 or F30 that comes up when you're dealing with these error codes. So if you happen to need a sensor, it's $32.04. Really cheap. It shouldn't be that bad to replace a sensor. All right, so I'm gonna go through this back to where I need to go to really fast. So forgive me on that. I know if you're looking at it and checking it out, you know. So let's see. You have ducks and ducts. Those stuff don't really go bad, man. Not a common issue. That sensor is a common issue though, so I'm just gonna put that on there and list it as well. So you can see that your terminal block. All right, so this is what burns out. This is where your electrical plug is connected to, so that you can plug it in inside your oven. Common issue that this burns out, shorts out over time, heats up. It's plastic. It might trip your breaker, because normally when it burns out, it touches the metal surface of the oven. So it either touch the back panel or it touch the front of it. Hit your breaker, sparks, trips, oven shuts down. If you try to hit the breaker again, it's gonna hit it right away because it's shorted out. Then you're gonna need a technician. This part is $40. Again, they might charge you $100 for the part. Labor $150. You're looking at $250. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. So let's rock with it. I didn't know they had the broiler up here. I was looking for this. Oh, that's for oh yeah, that's not a part of this. So let me do this first. I don't want to skip it because I could have just jumped to that. All right, but it's cool. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, so let's go. All right, so I'm trying to get it. All right, so here goes your broil element and your bake element. All right, depending on which one you need. All right, one's $11.47 for the broiler element. Common issue, they burn out. All right, it can be pretty scary. Just from my experience with dealing with my customers, sometimes they might call the fire department because the coil breaks. When it breaks, the electricity is still trying to get through and it's shooting out of it. So it looks like fire coming in. Best thing that you want to do is trip the breaker or unplug the unit. If you have access to unplug it right away, I would unplug it right away. Or if the breaker's real close, hit the breaker and just turn off the range and make sure it's labeled properly. All right, if you're familiar with it. But you're looking at $111.47. That's a common issue. part go bad, they might charge you $150 for the part, labor $150, $300. So you're gonna probably spend between $300 and almost $400 to replace the element. All right, so keep that in mind. And that's the broiler. So that's the same thing for the bake. All right, same thing for the bake. I might not click on the picture again because it's allowing me to. I gotta go through all this just to do all that. All right, but it is what it is. We'll do it. We'll rock with it. All right, so the bake element is 151. All right, same thing can happen with the bake element. It shorts out. It's hidden though, right? So that's they might cost you a little bit more. So again, this one is 150. So they might charge you 200. Labor 150, 350. So you're gonna spend between $350 and $400 to replace your bake element. All right, keep that in mind. All right, let's see what else they might have. You have your range oven door lock and motor. So if your oven won't self-clean or the oven won't recognize that your door is locked, sometimes the motor might seize up or short out. I've seen where people have mice in there and the mice pee on it, they chew on it, so they damage the motor. And when they do that, the door won't close, it won't self-clean, so you want to keep that in mind. All right, you have a cooling fan on here, assembly, that's $48.61. This is the cheapest cooling fan I've ever saw, but again, it's cheap. The convection fan cover, you would never need that cover because you wouldn't damage the cover. It doesn't make sense. All right, but you're looking at $164.04. The range convection fan blade, that's $16.23. We typically replace the fan blade when we're replacing the motor, but again, it's a cheap part. Then you have your fan blade nut that screws in the fan blade to the motor. You want to keep that in mind. You have your high limit thermostat, pretty common issue where this can shut down your whole entire oven, which is the bake and the broil. You press the button, hit start, nothing is happening, it's not getting hot. One of the most common issues is when you try to self-clean, unfortunately the heat is so hot, it can blow the thermal fuse on the unit. I know it's rated to handle it, but it does happen, so it is a common issue. All right, so if both the bake and the broil is not coming on, this is one of the main things that we focus on is the range limit thermostat or the control board, but for this case it's going to be the thermostat. That's $39.47. If you happen to need your convection fan motor, that's $77.88. all right, so you can see the price for that, not that expensive. The element is $33.46 for the element for the convection. All right, so the convection stuff is not that expensive. All right, let's see what else they might have. So this might be it, man. That's most of the common issues that we talked about there. All right, so let me see if I see anything outrageous. Just screws and wire harness. The main harness for the whole entire thing is $126.70. All right, so if you happen to need that, they're gonna charge you some bread because it takes some time to take all the wires out to replace it with all new ones. You got to break the oven down, so you got to think about that. You know what I'm saying? So it might cost you some bread, extra bread for it. Depends. It might not be as bad though. All right, so this looks like it's just a standard Frigidaire unit, not super bad to repair. All right, so let's go and focus on the top because that's the most important thing. Let's see what we got. We got the top and the door. All right, so you got the glass cooktop, main top 16, then you got your elements that you can choose from. So we're gonna dive into some of these parts. The warmer drawer and stuff like that don't normally go bad, so let's see what we got. All right, the element, which is the 6-inch, right? So you have two 6 inches, one on the left, one on the right, and those are in the rear. That's $106.78. Common issue for these elements to burn out. All right, it happens. All right, so you're looking at $106.78. The triple element is going to cost more because it does more and it's a triple. You're looking at $167.49 for that joint. All right, so if you happen to need that joint, that's going to be like $250. That's what we're going to go with. The math, $250. Labor, you're looking at $150. That's $3, that's $4. $400 and something to get your triple element replaced. All right, your dual element is cheap. All right, man, I've never seen a dual element cheaper than the standard 6-inch, but that's $83.68. All right, if you happen to need that. All right, so that's the price that you're gonna pay for that. But if you need that, the warmer one doesn't go bad because it doesn't get hot, so most people don't really use it, but it's for a simmer. So if you want to simmer, that part is $40.44. Not a common issue for it to go bad. The main cooktop, $178.69. That's not bad. That's not bad. I've seen them for $3, $4, $5. I've even seen them for $1,000. All right, so this is pretty cheap. So you're looking at $178.69 if you happen to crack the top and you need a new top. Looking at about $200 in part, $150 in labor. All right, $350 there. All right, so that's pretty cool. The handle, $78.28, $100 for the part, $150 for the labor, $250. Another handle, $84, $85, depending on which one you get. All right, so that's it. All right, let's see if there's anything else. We can probably dive into the door. All right, so this is pretty quick. Not much there. We talked about the drawer. Man, you don't really need the drawer. That stuff don't break, but if it does, then you might need it. Hinges, of course, a common issue that does happen. That's number 23. The door frame or the door handle, which is 52, which is the frame that can break. The heat, the glass, any glass could break. That's a common issue. The door handle could wear out, right? Common issues where number 10 is the screw. When you try to pull on this particular unit, they had an issue years ago where the screws weren't long enough. So with the new door handle, you get longer screws so it can remain a lot tighter so that the door won't fall apart. They had issues where the customer will open the door and the whole door just fall out in their hand. All right, so you want to think about that. All right, for the oven glass door, you're looking at $130.26 for the glass door. That's how much that costs. That's number 4. That's the outer door, and that's in black. All right, cool. $130, $150. Let's say the part $200, $150. That's $350. All right. So that's how we're going to do it, make it easier. The range glass door inner, $80.07. All right. The screw that I talked about is $3.67. So sometimes you might need the screw. The screws are not long enough, so you put new screws in. All right. The door hinge, $43.82 for each. All right. So you're going to probably spend at least $100 and something to replace the hinge, because we normally replace both. We don't replace one. All right. So that's it. Another door handle, stainless steel, $78.28 for the door handle. All right, so you got the door cap assembly, stainless steel. That's $113.60. So this is the frame. The main frame that goes over the top is $113.60. All right, so depending on the color. If this is stainless steel, this one is black. Stainless steel is a lot more than the black stainless steel. I thought the black stainless steel would have been a little bit more than that. All right, so cool. All right, man, so this is the parts portion of the video. Again, this is the Frigidaire electric range, man. We are done dissecting the parts portion of this video. So we're going to check out the next portion of this video, man, so that we can get this joint done, man. We in the lab working and getting it in, man. Peace. All right, so now we're going to shoot our overall review and let you know exactly how we feel about this 30-inch Frigidaire range, man. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the warranty. Warranty. The manufacturer warranty, you're only receiving a standard 1-year parts and labor for the manufacturer warranty. All right, so the grade that we're actually going to give the warranty is a 3, and the reason behind the 3 is because it only gives you the 1-year standard manufacturer warranty. We found in another oven, which is a Samsung unit, that's as far as their warranty is a little bit better. It comes with the standard 1-year warranty as well, but it also gives you a 5-year warranty on the cooktop. All right, but this particular Frigidaire unit does not, so that's why we're giving it a grade as far as a 3. All right, next one is price. How much? Man, when we did this video initially, the price that we saw that was on sale was about $1,200, depending on the actual color between the stainless steel and it's like a black stainless steel that you can use as well. That price is going to change because of the material and how it looks. So roughly right now, once we're shooting this video and we're wrapping everything up, you're looking at between $1,600 and $2,000, because when we did the video, Frigidaire had it for $2,000. All right, so that's the price that you're gonna pay. If you round everything up, you're gonna pay about $2 grand. So as far as the price for this unit, the grade that we're gonna give it is a 2. We think, in our personal opinion, that is way too much money for this particular unit. We were able to find a Samsung unit that's $1,300 that has all the same features, and that's a little bit better because, again, when we get to the function and feature, we'll let you know that as well. But as far as the price for this unit, it's way too high. I would not spend $1,600 to no $2,000 for this unit. We will spend about $1,200, and that is it. That's the highest I'll go if we're gonna recommend this appliance. Would have been $1,200. So the price has changed. So however the price has changed, we have changed. All right, so we're gonna give the price grade a 2. Let's talk about parts. Man, most common parts that happens or go bad with electric ranges is the bake and the broil element. All right, that's pretty common that they happen to break or short out and they need to be replaced. Your cooktop, it can crack or break, or for cosmetic use, from you using it all these years, it can get defective, it can look ugly, it can get scratches on it. That part is not that expensive. The elements underneath that needs to be replaced between the triple and the dual. You have the singles that's in the back, and of course you have the warmer. That is extremely affordable as well. The control board is affordable as well. Most of the parts that we've seen on this particular unit, it's not even 200 bucks if you're just purchasing it yourself. All right, for the price of this oven and the price of the parts, we really love the price of the parts. And like I said, as far as the parts grade, we're gonna give it a 4. All right, let's get to the fun part. Functions and the features. Let's get there. All right, so for the functions and features, we really like this appliance, man. Functions and features they have, let's talk about the standard bacon broil. You have that. You also have convection. Convection cooking, of course, we already know is heat and is circulated by air, so that allows it to heat up a lot more faster, a lot more better. You have your convection roast. You got your convection convert, which is something that we love there as well. You also have your self-clean. You have 2 self-cleans you can do. You can do the steam clean. You can do your regular self-clean. The regular self-clean or your standard self-clean is for heavier loads or heavier soils, depending on how dirty inside the oven is. And of course, your steam clean is just for 30 minutes or something light. And you want to make sure that you pour the right amount of water inside of there as far as doing a steam clean as well. So we love that. All right. Air frying. Oh my God, you already know what time it is with air frying, man. It's a phenomenon. Everybody's doing air frying right now. So as far as that, it's good for your body. It's good to air fry the food rather than frying it all that grease. We love the air fryer. We really like that feature on there as well. So the little air fryer that you have that's on your cabinet or your countertop, you can just take that, put that to the side, or you can give it to somebody else, because your oven right now is doing the air frying for you. So we really like that. We also like the cooktop with the triple element as well. That's for larger pots. Then you have your dual for medium, and then your small. We discussed that as well. So we really like all that type of stuff. That's everything else that we can really discuss on this particular unit, man. As far as the function and features, we're gonna give it a 4. All right, and the reason behind it is because you're not able to connect any Wi-Fi. You have to communicate with an app or remote start. It doesn't have those fancy features in there as well, but it does have a lot. So that's why we really like it. All right, so let's go over our overall grade. Warranty 3, parts 2, price 2, parts 4, functions and features 4. So our overall grade, man, we are looking at a 13 divided by 4. You're looking at a 3.25, and that is our overall grade on how we look at the appliance as far as the grade. And the reason why, 2 of the main reasons why I got this grade, 1 is the warranty and 2 is the price. I think they're extremely high, and I think as far as the price you pay for this unit, the warranty is no good. We don't like it at all. All right, so would we recommend this appliance to anyone that's asking? I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I would not recommend this appliance, because we were able to find another appliance that's giving us more as far as functions and features. It's giving us more as the warranty, and it's also giving us more as the price. So once we get there to that Samsung joint, we'll let you guys know. But right now, we would not recommend this joint, man. You already know what time it is, man. It's me, your boy, Richie Rich, at Consumer Appliance Support. You know what time it is, man. You help me, I help you. We both help each other. Till next time, you always remember, subscribe to the channel, and I'm out. Peace.